I'm the only person who's not linked directly to government. Zizi Afrique Foundation is a non-profit and a non-governmental organization, and we envision a world where all children and young people are able to learn and thrive, and we contribute to the nurturing of a generation of people who have the skills to learn, the skills to live, and the skills to work. And so CBC and its implementation is very much at the core of what we do. I would like to say this. We totally, from where we sit as non-governmental entities, there is a lot of progress that has been made in terms of implementation of CBC. And specifically to speak about this transition that is now happening, a lot of progress again has been made. We have a guideline in place, much as we might not agree with the tracks under each of the pathways. And I'm speaking very passionately because I also happen to be a pioneer parent. So last Saturday, I spent a whole day trying to choose, to help my son choose a school. And there were a lot of challenges around that. So in terms of infrastructure, there's quite a bit of progress that has been done. In terms of employing technology, whether it's in the selection of the subjects, whether it's in the monitoring of enrollment and everything, it has been done. But we have a number of issues that we must keep asking. And I don't buy the idea that Lisilobudi who tendwa. I think one of the things that we've experienced, we know that and we appreciate that this is a learning process. It's something we are doing for the very first time, and there are bound to be challenges. But we cannot put the lives of 1.2 million children at risk, because one of the things we've seen is that there's a tendency of saying, let's just go with it. Let's just move on with it, whether it's working or not, let's make mistakes as we go. And the challenge with this then is that you're putting the lives of 1.2 million children into jeopardy. So we must be able to ask very tough questions, and I'm happy for these kinds of forums. One of the places where I think from where I sit was an area of weakness was in the area of career guidance. We conducted a study like 2 months ago, and what this study said about career guidance is that there is very little. There are very few structures in schools. The private schools have structures. Most of the public schools do not have the career guidance and counseling structures. So what that then means is that you are putting the burden of choosing, or the burden of guesswork, to the learner and the parents, who from our study across 4 sub-counties, actually only 6% knew about a lot of these things that we are talking about. So that was an opportunity that was missed. Another opportunity that was missed was creating awareness. Of course, we know that a lot of the things take a lot of time if you're to do the curriculum designs, if you're to decide on even the pathways. But most importantly, the biggest challenge for us pioneer parents has actually been the issue to do with the tracks. So what is happening is that most of the schools have actually strengthened their focus on STEM subjects at the exclusion of others, and particularly those in social sciences and the arts. And this was a serious issue on last Saturday when we were doing the subjects selection. You find that most of the schools, because let us agree in this country, there are different levels of resourcing for schools. And therefore, when you're choosing schools, people are conscious of the schools that they want to go to. A lot of those so-called big schools do not have a lot of the tracks that are under the social sciences and the arts, which is a problem, because as an organization that uses data to inform policies and inform practices, maybe the teachers in the panel need to tell us, where did we get this impression that STEM should be able to get the bulk of learners? Because I think from just a pure look, if you try to think about the school that you went to, chances are that people who ended up in the STEM, in most cases, might be fewer than actually people who would have gone to these other things.
Right.
And very lastly, is that when it comes to now career guidance and counseling, the teachers who have been given that responsibility under the JS to be in charge of career guidance and counseling have not received any formal training. And this, with a system like CBE, it becomes very problematic, because then we are reverting to an old way of doing career guidance, which, if you remember the secondary school that you went to, chances are whenever you wanted to be guided on your career, you were taken to the psychological counseling teacher. So it was one department where a child who is truant goes to be guided, but also we were expected to go there and be guided on this. And this is creating confusion, because a teacher ordinarily who is maybe or has an orientation of the social sciences might not have the ability to be able to effectively counsel somebody who is in the STEM, or even a new pathway like now arts and you know, and sports.
Interesting. I really hope you succeed.